Hello, this is Bracelet One here to roll 9 here on YouTube. This is storyline reading as far as Mr. Ronny Walker. Mr. Walker was accused of murdering a 14-year-old girl, and his trial happened, so the sentencing happened too. But I think he might have life, I'm not sure, so I would have to look and see. But God gave me him to do, because what would make him be so angry and vicious and mean and brutal to murder a child? Because she was a child, and why was he connected to a child in the first place? See, people like that need to not be around, because they are bad for our kids. They are bad for the children. They are a bad role model for the kids. So let me just see the city and state, and then I can just go in and do a story, not real fast, for Mr. Walker. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me. I'm just going to put these on real fast. Okay. I meant to do that before I turned it on. I could pause you. Let me just pause you so I won't have to hear this noise. Okay, I'm back. So we have that Mr. Ronny Walker killed 14-year-old Nilexia Alexander. Okay, this was in Tampa, Florida. So let's just see. I was trying to see his age, but he was a grown man, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to put the information in the description box later. I don't want to hold up and keep trying to look and search. So I just want to say a little bit about this man, this monster, because he's a monster. Why would he? The monster card got to come out, because he's a monster. He was one, so it got to come out. What would make this man be so brutal to a child and look at her like she's a grown woman and just take her life away like that? This man was brutal. Period. He shouldn't even been involved with a child. Okay, let's just see, Lord. Tell me about this man, Mr. Ronny Walker, who murdered little, I don't want to say her name wrong. Let me see her name again. I would have to say it over and over to remember it. So I don't think I'm going to keep trying to say her name over. I think I'm just going to say, I'm just going to call her, let me see, because I had to get the name in my head good, so I won't mess it up. Okay, her name is, let's start with an A, right? Okay. No, we start with an N. Nilexia. I don't know. I might forget that. I'm gonna call her Alexia. I think I might can remember that over the first part, because I might be calling her La, Ta, so I don't want to mess up like that. So I'm gonna say Lexia. I'm gonna cut it. She won't mind. Mr. Bracelet One saying Lexia. She won't mind at all. I'm gentle. She wanted him to be gentle. Please be gentle with me. Thank you, Lord, in advance for the blessing of the life of Lexia. This 14-year-old child that was mowed down by this man, this grown man, Mr. Walker, for whatever reason. He can't give no reason it's going to be acceptable by God and by others for what he did. So Lord, tell me about this man. He's already incarcerated, so we don't have to catch him and find out who he is, because everybody know who he is. The thing is, what was this about? And the judge was going to give him all the time that he needs, so we don't have to worry about that in the storyline. But what was this about? And evidently he had a lot of childhood issues, I feel he did. And he seemed like, I haven't even did the storyline yet, but it feels like he was even a gay man. It feels like it. I'm going to see if any cards come out. So he probably had some kind of hang-ups going on with him. Anger, hang-ups, childhood traumas and everything. And it just grew up with him. He grew into a grown man and never got things healed. Now let's just see what come out for him. Lord, what was this man's problem to do this to Nilexia? You know all about it. We already know he was mean. He was vicious. We already know that. Okay, let's start it off with whatever this is. First card is he got an epiphany. He saw things clear, whatever it was, to see, whatever. I don't know. Let's just see. So we got adoption. Can sometimes be a monster. So I think she was adopted, if I'm not mistaken, Nilexia. But it became a monster for her because she ran into this monster, right? Adoption can sometimes become a monster. And it was a monster for her because she ran into this man. So if she wasn't living where she was living at, she wouldn't have ran into this man. Get what I'm saying with this card right now? Because adoption sometimes become a monster. And it became a monster for her because of where she lived. She ran into this man. She wouldn't have never met this man if she wasn't in adoption, right? But we have right here that adoption. I'm turning it around to her and Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker had Nilexia in his car, so that's considered adoption. He had a hold on her for right then because his car doors was locked until he opened them up. So that means she was adopted. She was held. Get my drift? And it was a monster because she wound up being with a monster. And you heard me say at the beginning that the monster card, one of them got to come out because he's a monster. And what do God do? Bring it out the second card. He was blaming her for something, whatever, I don't know. Let's just go. Okay. We have right here that he measured and tested and see how far he could go with Nilexia, and it was awful, God says. The next card is this one. Is my mother my real mother? No. So she was adopted. We know that, right? Because it says my mother, my real mother, and it says no. And she was adopted, right? So that all goes together. Okay. So this right here is refuse to leave a neighborhood as family. So some kind of way with this card right here, she might want it to leave home. She might want it to leave home. She didn't want to refuse to leave that neighborhood and look at the neighborhood or the house she was in as family. Some kind of way she might want it to leave or run away or go find her parents or whatever. Next one is this one. Black is classy. I am ready for love. So she looked like she's mixed or just light skin or whatever was going on. Black is classy. So this is a racist card somewhat. So she might have been mixed. Or she don't have to be. Or she just was light skin. But some kind of way he had a problem with her coloring, right? But she is ready for love, to be treated decent and nice. Okay, let's flip. Okay. So God says right here that Mr. Walker won't love her. She shouldn't lower her standards for him. Next one is she was hanging around the corner, all the way around the corner. Right? Next one is, we're trying to see. So he was blaming her for something. Temperatures was rising in us. So temperatures was rising in both of them. You couldn't see it on the video, what was going on in the car. But they had to control themselves, right? Her life was her own. Strike that. This is her card. Your life is your own. Don't force it on me. So he was trying to force something on her as far as what he did as far as his life. He wanted her to do something, to force it on her. Whatever he wanted her to do, whatever it may be. So let's just flow with this one. Number 41. I don't know how old this man was. She definitely was 14. This card say 4 and a 1. And I put the 1 in front and it's going to make 14. Right? Remember, she know all about it. Tick-tock, time was going by. She was soft. Okay. So something was delayed, stalling, and putting off. So he wanted her to do something evidently. And stalling, delaying was happening. Okay, he got her isolated. Coping mechanism. Next one is, I told you that all eyes, for all eyes to see. He was going to let people know, or she could let people know he was gay. I said that earlier. Or for all eyes to see if he was going with another woman or married to somebody. He didn't want her to go tell that. Anything like that. Next one is, he wanted her to get in it like a socket connection. Get in something he wanted her to do because something was delayed and put off. So, I'm not tolerating you no more. So this card said, I'm not tolerating you no more. Right? So he didn't want to tolerate her no more. He was in affordable housing, or she was. Right? But he decided he wasn't tolerating her no more. So he needed to filter his ways because he was gift seeking from her. Follow me? Or she was from him. Okay? He had to have a stable mind. But how much would it take for her to change? For her to have a stable mind. Next one is, so this is a death card. So life was about her experience in life and not wasting of God's precious time God gives to her. But for the culprit, life is about experiencing and not the killing of another person's life, God saying to Mr. Walker. So a Thursday morning message. The family was going to get a Thursday morning message whenever to say anything as far as this situation, period. So I don't know what day this happened on or whatever. So he was going to reside in front of a judge, and I saw that when I looked at the trial, and he is going to get tensed up. It might look like he wasn't, but he was, because God's saying it with the card. Okay? He talked to her and told her that he must talk to her, right? And he felt she had pretty eyes. So when he told her he wanted to talk to her, that's why she was out walking around, and that's why she got in the car. Because he had plans for something to happen. Okay, so he is going to do what make him feel good and make him feel better. Okay, let's see if we need. Okay, fear took him there. Hold on to that thought, people. That fear took him there, that he thought that she was going to tell his woman or his wife or whoever he had that he was gay. Okay, that's all I can see so far. He looked at her as a liability. It's transparent that he looked at Nilexia as a liability. Okay? It caught her off guard, right? Because he is cross-dressing. Get what the card's saying? So he might be nice at times, but then he was mean this next time she saw him where the temperatures was rising. That could be the cross-dressing. Or she might have actually saw him somewhere or was with him some kind of way, wherever, and he was cross-dressing. Get what I just said, right? Okay. He has put a pattern around with her, flirting with her or whatever. Telling her only you. Making it seem like she is the only person. Okay, next one is life journey was calling for her to fight it. For her to fight being salary driven, her trying to get money. So some kind of way when she was gift seeking, he has given her money. So he felt like she was toying with him. she walked away or was walking away or anything like that. He felt like she was toying. So right here, he had to act in the ways that he wanted to be treated, though, because his talents, skills, experiences for the taking. So he needed to get a job. Okay, he thought like they was uniquers for some reason. He needed to filter his ways. They had something in common. What? I just don't know what they had in common, unless he was adopted himself. So they had something in common. So unless he was adopted himself, that's what they would have in common. Okay? Let's just see. Let me go to other direction. Uniquers mean they got something in common. Okay? I'm sorry about that. So you're already in jail, so you're not worried about that. Just get some cards down. So far, I'm seeing that right there. More. Okay, something right here. Okay, he's acting like it said love on here, but he was acting like it was love, like he liked her or loved her or whatever, but she was going to be paying for her actions, but he was going to be paying for his actions because he went to jail. Okay. Her eyes lied about a connection she had with him. Follow me? So she wanted structure for a joyous occasion. Okay, so the next one is, we got two men. So it was two men in a car. Mr. Walker and another man, right, was in the car. Right, so it says right here that, because there's two main names on here, so the truest friends don't envy or hate. So those two men in a car, God is considering her friends, even though they not really deep down friends, but they somebody she was in the car with. So God say they don't envy or hate. So some kind of way he was envying her, and at that time he was hating her because right here he had a tablespoon of char. That means he was upset with her for some reason because she wasn't doing what he wanted. He had hidden feelings inside. He needed to just say what she had him. He was worrying about getting there one time, or she was worrying about getting there one time to meet him some kind of way. So we have with this one, my ex-kids. So don't let others put their burdens on you. So she shouldn't let Mr. Walker put his burdens on her, but she was feeling like her ex-kids. So Mr. Walker is somebody some kind of way she broke off from, or whatever she must have did for a minute, and then she saw him again that time right there, because it's the ex. That mean that some kind of way a separation happened where she might ain't see him for a week or whatever. Then she got to see him this time right here, but when she saw him this time right here, he decided to do whatever, because I guess he didn't want her to do any talking, look like here. So I need some more cards. Bear with me. So here's the bad car. Here's the bad car she shouldn't get in. Everybody in it bad news, but she got in it. Okay, so we have right here that, give me a reason. Wait a minute. The reason I love you is going to show. So the reason she liked him was going to show. So she is in limbo right here. The change of address. She left her home and she was on her way to getting to that car. So she left out and she was walking, going to her destination, and that would be in the car eventually, right? But she is dealing with somebody who was not loyal. That's just law, universe. Okay. She put a margin between her and Mr. Walker. Before she saw him that night, some kind of way it was a separation between the two, whatever it was, where she ain't seen him for a week or whenever it was. in some kind of way he caught her right here flirting or whatever he was doing to communicate again, and he got her to meet him at wherever he picked her up at. The bad car, God saying a bad car. Bad news, because it's nothing but trouble as far as the car getting in it. And he decided that he was going to put a margin between him and Nilexia when he did the shooting of her and getting rid of her, because he didn't want her to talk. She was dizzy right there with that card. Anxious, dizzy. Okay, that's what our next card is. Okay. She is terrified because he raped her to gain force. So maybe he didn't want her to tell that he did that, because she ain't have no money. Or I can turn it to he stole her life and he murdered her to gain force. Follow me? To gain force, he murdered her when she don't do no talking at all. But he raped her to gain force. I want to keep it at the rape though, for some reason, because if they had some kind of division between the two, you don't just be having division between you and somebody that you're getting along with unless they did something wrong. So we got number 7. Something could have happened. The 7th of a month. Okay, this is slow. She was stunning, so she was, but she felt like he was. So he wanted her to chew on it, think about it, because he heard it before. She was taking her for a joke, and he popped up on her whatever day. It don't have to be a Wednesday. Right? He popped up on me. He popped up on me. God was saying, was it worth the cost? Was he not worth the time? And was he worth the cost for her? But he was thinking the same thing. So we have right here that she had to face appearing straight. It's not raisins and lollipops. So we have right here that she was drowning in a sea of feelings she couldn't recover from. Something downtown could help her. So she is raped by this man here. She is holding it in, and she ain't tell her mother about it. No kind of way. And she just dealt with it. And then he called her when he called her up. And he knows, see, she is a liability. She is a liability. It's transparent because he can't have her going, saying that. And saying anything else about him. But her mother, this is for her mother, drowning in a sea of feelings that she couldn't recover from. Support group, any kind of bereavement, funeral, or anything she had to go through at the time. But this really is Nilexia card. So let's just see. Tell your story, Nilexia. Tell your story, sweetheart. She is trying to pinpoint the court life, how long it was going to be as far as with this man, or maybe he's threatening. I don't know here. Let's just see. Maybe he's threatening, dominating, like. Okay. Here he is. He trying to fix things. Come on and go out on the town. So that's how he got her in the car. Come on and go for a ride or whatever he might have said. But this car said go out on the town. Well, it's useless for us to fight about it. Let's just go out on the town. He didn't say that, but it's something like that. Come on, let's go for a ride. Let's make up, or whatever he might have said, right? Whatever he said. Anything like that to get her out the door. And how men are, they can say whatever. That's what happened on Nilexia journey. So this one is no. So her mother is not her real mother. We know that she is adopted, okay? So she opened the door and she got in the door. But then she opened the door and she got out the door. She wanted him to care more. Follow me? So his name is Ronny, right? So he needed to plant more. put more in, more love, more compassion, more time, more money. He needed to put more in, more care and be kind or whatever, because he didn't have it in him. I feel he might have been adopted too. That might be what they had in common. Okay, so we have her hair. She's going to change her hairstyle, or she did change her hairstyle, anything as far as her hair, or he changed his, however it go. You're going dancing or having fun or just going out. So she's going to be going out. He might have told her something like that. Let's go out somewhere, or whatever he might have said. He could have said anything to get her out the door. Okay, so we have right here that somebody is not all there, and he was not all there. He wasn't resistant himself to, she wasn't resistant to go to have some fun with him right here. To go dancing or whatever lie he said. She wasn't resistant because she wanted him to care more. Right, so we have right here that he wasn't all there. Wasn't compassionate. So we have right here floor plan, steps up. So steps up was going to be made for a floor plan. So for him, steps up being made was going to be, he was going to jail. So that means he's going to be in a whole nother house. The jail house, right? On whatever floor they put him on. But then dealing with the storyline, steps ups was made for a floor plan. So some kind of way he might have been moving. Some kind of way. Or he wanted to get rid of her so she wouldn't be no interference and mess up things for him and whoever he was with maybe. So he was going to get pissed off as far as something he might have saw on the internet or something like that. Radio, telephone, anything like that. Okay, let's just see. I'm trying to. He was energy seeking, but he needed to see black. He saw black for what it is. So he had a racial problem. Seemed like either she was light skinned or she was biracial, and he seemed to have a problem with that. If you love black, you want to see it for what it is. He thought he was better than she was, or he was racist. He didn't like her coloring. Look down at her like she's better than somebody. So hats off to him. He thought he was going down benefit alley. Let's just say. Okay, I'm trying to finish this. Let me see what time it is. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, let's just see. Tell your story, Nilexia. You telling me your story, sweetie. You telling it. Okay, he wanted her to do something to make her disrespect herself. He is in the wonderland of the lost souls. That means sinful, devilish street he was. And he wanted her to do something to disrespect herself. She was putting off, delaying, stalling. He wanted her to make something happen. And she wasn't making it happen. He had to find other ways to pleasure himself, though. God says she need to stay on her path. So she didn't want any smoke. So she is in a house. She was in a house, a building, or he was in a house or a building, or he is going to be going to the jail. Let me see something. Let's see something. It was showtime and life was like a movie. Or maybe they was around some houses or whatever, because I said life was like a movie. Okay, she was around a popular crowd with intense energy, right? Okay, so his feelings was charged right here. With this a hate card right here. He really good and mad with her right there. Okay, she is wallowing in her pain because he did shoot her, right? But she is simply the best, follow me? So they was around some houses or whatever. Maybe we can put it like that. There's around some houses with people around or whatever this is. Let's see. He had negative talk. He was a leader. He was older than her. And he had, he could have been like a Gemini or a Gemini. She was going to be frank with him. He was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He was like a con writer to her. He was like a leader, somebody older than her. He wanted to answer his burdens and drop his ex, and that would be her, drop her. He'd been trying for a while to get her to do what he wanted her to do. He wanted to count on, to count on her, right? But it wasn't happening, and it was making him lose. So, what is this card? She is going to be doing God's mission without lovemaking. She wanted out with this man because he enjoyed other men. So opened up the door, and it was opened up something, and it was going to be juicy. So if she had a drink like a soda, something like that man said in a car, some kind of way, she opened up a soda then, because she opened up something that was juicy. And if she opened up a soda, that's what she opened up and was drinking a soda, right? So right here, he enjoyed other men, so he had somebody in a car with him, so he was with his friends or whatever, right? Or she opened up the car door and she was getting out, take it however it goes, right? So he called her, told her he wanted togetherness some kind of way. Right there with that card right there, ring time, he wanted togetherness, wanted her to do something. Okay, let's just see if we can get into it. You know about it, one more. I hear 60-minute man again. 60-minute man. He might want her to do something, because I hear 60-minute man. That's romance. Because he had some other man in a car, so he might was trying to have something happen with him and another man with her or something like that. Because the first card said he wanted her to do something to disrespect herself. Follow me? She had to be a realist, because this was premeditated. He had plans. So she had to think of what she had forgotten, and she needed to seek and change in her life. Daily life makes people remember. So we have right here that it's not ordinary. She feel herself dying, because I got to put that with her dying, because she was dying right here. This is psychotic break, committing suicide, or dying card, right? So we had gradually a court date was going to be coming up, and it did come up for him. Or if she would have took him to court some kind of way, if she would have did anything as far as going to the law, as far as him with rape or anything, he would have been going to court, or he didn't want to be taken to court. Follow me? He wanted to be secure. He stung her though. She didn't see this coming. She knows she's not innocent in it all. She is on the battlefield. So she wasn't innocent in it all as far as being in a car with a grown man and all, but she is on the battlefield, God says. And she was a child, missing children. So she is a missing child. Follow me? At the time she was in the car with him, right? So she was sweet. So he might be a person who will mess with kids, as far as what do you call a pedophile, those kind of people, because they say missing children, and it got creamy on the other side, and that could stand for sweet. So he might be one of them kind of men who mess with kids anyway, some kind of way. Because he was cold-blooded, and he was the center of attention. He was cold-blooded. Okay, he wanted her, let's go for a walk, hold me in your arms. So they didn't go for a walk or whatever. She got in the car, so he told her to come on and ride with him or whatever. He must have told her, and that's what she did. But it was tension-filled thoughts, a mirage in her mind. She is going through what she is going through as far as with this man and just in her life period. He wanted to, he wanted to show that he could build his fortune. I mean his future, and she on his fortune. Right? So she is going to talk to her teacher to pass the test. So he was her teacher, because he was trying to teach her how to make some kind of money. That was his plan, to teach her to make some money, and he wanted her to pass the test, and he would have been her teacher. Get what I'm saying? Because he wanted to build his fortune and make some money, but he was going to wanted her to cheat on making some money too. Well, what he had planned, but God said his are not unstable, not all there chasing her, or whatever was going on with him, mentally ill, drunk, high, whatever was going on. Because she is going to be genuine with him. Because maybe she is saying no to what he was saying, and he didn't like it. Okay, here he is. Here she is. I'm not going to be a hermit. Well, he felt that way, so let's see. Let's see which one it is. I'm not going to be a hermit, so this would be him. He not going to be her hermit while she shine. So he didn't want her to just be out there just moving about, living her life. It made him be a hermit. He wanted it to be where he could make money off her, look like here. Let's see. He didn't want to be in the background. So we had, it was war games and a pendulum going on with this man back and forth. You know, the pendulum rocking back and forth. So she's holding on to love or care for who this guy is, Mr. Walker. Follow me? But he beat her so much in whatever way, physical, mentally, verbally, financially, or however he done it. Okay, so we have right here that God says that she got out just in time. But I just, because right here he had her hooked to a money scheme. Right here, money scheme where you make some money. Or he wanted her to get in it, right here. So we got it back to back. We got, God said she got out just in time. And then God bring the next card. Tell him you want out. She got out of that car. She ain't want to be in this money scam. So he felt like he still had life. And he wasn't going to die with her. It says don't die with the person, so he murdered her because she didn't want no parts of this money deal that he had planned to build his future and make some money. Okay, so we have right here that she is wishing for a good decision with him, but she is hand in hand with the enemy, Mr. Walker. She didn't know it. He was engineered. He is gonna take charge, right? So this say an uncle and a dad. So let me just change it around because Mr. Walker wasn't her dad. So let me just work the card. Mr. Walker was acting like he's her father. He was controlling like a dad did. And then we had another man that was inside the car. So we're gonna say Mr. Walker had a friend in the car, whatever his name was. Right? So we're going to change the stuff on the card and say Mr. Walker is acting like her dad, bossing her around. But then Mr. Walker had a friend in the car, and that would be like her uncle. Even though he's not her uncle, he would be Mr. Walker's friend. So Mr. Walker, some kind of way, was fussing with his friend, however it was, because it says my dad is fighting my uncle. My uncle is fighting my dad. That's what it's saying, right? And that means disagreeing, right? So both of those men disagreed on something in the car, whatever it was, right? They not her dad or her uncle, but I gotta switch it around because Mr. Walker was controlling like a father, and then it was another man in there that was a friend of his, old enough to be her uncle. Follow me? Because he did not like his friend's ways, right? So maybe wait a minute. Okay, because his friend didn't like Mr. Walker's friend didn't like Mr. Walker's ways. So somehow it was a fuss between the two, okay? He was like an annoyance. So it's going to be court time eventually. And it did because he did what he did. Or some kind of way they was going to be dealing with court already, you know, if it wasn't, if it wasn't for him murdering her, right? So we got a daddy card. Either she never knew her own daddy, or her daddy didn't show her love, or, let's see, or he didn't know his daddy and his daddy didn't show him love, or anything like that. Or right there at that time period, he was acting like a father, controlling, dominating like a father, and he didn't show her love because he murdered her. Okay, so she is a conscious thinker. Spilling it will only help her if she did any talking and tell her parents, tell her mother. But he thought that she might do some talking, or about his stuff he had set and planned out. Or this would be for the person that was in the car with Mr. Walker. Spilling it will only help him. He's a conscious thinker, so he won't get himself in trouble. Okay, relations to not wanting her as a woman. He didn't want her as a woman. He just wanted to use her. God says right here, person just want to use you. He just want to use you, Nilexia. He observed to see if she is promiscuous. Okay, let's just roll. It was okay to let him go. He was going to always know she liked him or loved him. And God wanted her to just let go and stay away. But he got her to come meet at that card. She lost herself, but no more. She lost herself, but no more. But then he got her to come back to the car. But now he made it where no more. He actually made her life be lost. She was wondering, did he love her or care? But God said, do it even matter? It didn't matter. Because tension brewed. She had to enjoy the life that God continued to give her and be happy again, away from this man. But her mother had to enjoy life again and continue her life again in the family, because of the tension that brewed from what happened to Nilexia. Because Mr. Walker discard others, discard Nilexia, right? Because he said, I don't think so. He felt like he didn't like the idea of her saying that she didn't want to be in this money deal, and he felt like, I don't think so. So it was wake up time. He felt it was time to continue his life, and he was just going to get rid of her and just go here. But she decided that she was going to continue her life and just get away from him. So we got our nephew was paid to play a part in it, the nephew. So maybe he had some money deal going on, or, and he had a nephew of his that was going to be part of it, or was part of it. Let's see. So we got that. She is going to be getting excited because it was going to be some, let's say baking for two, but maybe buying something from the store or something. I don't know what lie he might have said. Eating something maybe. She thought it was going to be a joyous occasion, but God told her don't settle for junk, Nilexia. So he said whatever to get her out the door. So we got number 38 or number 3. Number 6. It was nonsense. He figured she got a nerve, I guess, like turning him down. She wanted him to simmer down because he wanted his needs met. So we got a grandma. Yeah, grandma saw what happened to me. She did nothing, so I don't know. This could be with her actual real parents, whoever they are, her actual biological parents, maybe. Maybe this goes with them, that side of the family. Grandma saw what happened to me and she did nothing, so maybe something happened when she was with her biological family, her grandma knew and she didn't do anything about it. Somebody knew something. Okay. Don't let what she's seeking on her life. She shouldn't let what she's seeking on her life and going to meet him at the car was going to ruin her life, and it did. It took her life because God said she couldn't find it. So she's going to testify and be a place setter some kind of way as far as something happening to her, because if she was attacked, she's going to definitely testify about that. But if not that, let me see. Okay, I'm going to sit down and talk about something. Because we have right here that abuse showed that it was fake love, because what was this? It was fake love. Abuse. This person was abusive in all ways. Because it was a nearby place that was familiar that she was with this person. So wherever this happened, that's a nearby place or some other place actually where maybe some meeting up was happening. He tortured her, and it was like a masquerade. Because she kept her raw love with this person. She felt this person. She loved this person. There's a lot of demons in church and evil people. So I don't know if this person part of a church or I don't know, or maybe she met him in church or by the church or whatever. God bringing up church. I don't know. Masquerade. I don't know. She see it now, whatever it is to see, and it was markers for her to see something about this man. Okay? Maybe that she fell in love or that he had demons or whatever this is, right? So God said fish, veggies, fruit are good for her. Peanuts and herbs too if she wasn't allergic. So she was being appreciative of a house that was sufficient. That would be where she lived with her mother. Right? Or a job. So some kind of way. Or he wanted her to be that way, right? So he might have had her, he might hear her, he might want her to get in a money deal. I don't know if she was in it yet. I don't think she was in it yet. I don't think she was in it yet. He wanted her to get in it, but she wasn't trying to do it. God wanted her to bloom into the flower that she was. She was living an abstract way of living, so. She might could have brought charges against him because he actually raped her. There was some division between the two of them, some kind of way, and then she met him at that car. That was, he might have been molested himself when he was young by a stepmother or by an adopted mother or some person. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to end it now. There's a mystery to all that he had all these demons. See God bringing out another demon card. He needed to confront his demons. So I don't know. He presented himself some kind of way out to everybody else a certain way. Maybe he a person that actually go to church, because I see a church card. He presented himself a certain kind of way, but he far from it. Okay? Or he got some job somewhere and people still don't know he that way. It was talking in her surroundings. So he is going to sit down and talk to her. She is a female, Nilexia. She is living the intentions of a maze life. She is mixed up. But God says she is a flower. he said whatever he said to her and it was flattering, or she said something to him. But he is following her from a distance as far as maybe keeping track of her. He chuckled about something. So he thought she wasn't no better than nobody else. He wanted her to do what he wanted her to do. If it was done to him, would he like it? But I really feel like he attacked her. Or he gave her money before some kind of way. But he didn't pay her all her money or anything like that if he didn't attack her. Let's see. He stole money from her then because he needed her money. But I really don't think it's that right there. I really think it's what I said. And they got to see each other again after that. And he decided he don't want to be told on about the money scheme and about he attacked her. She needed to have counseling, but she might even tell her mother nothing about what happened to her. And he didn't really want to be going to court. He didn't want to go to court. That wasn't his plan to be going to court, so he couldn't have, she has a liability. It was transparent. She has a liability, but he is in jail. It's senseless. A senseless act, God says. He's going to boo-hoo and go to jail, and he's in jail right now. He is a rough rider in his emotional state. He is hell-bent on destruction. God know this man. Mr. Walker, right? He guilty as charged. Look at the card as it exists, right? Guilty as charged. Because he drove there, what? He drove there. God says that she needed to be sure before it say drive me there, right? So he drove her wherever he drove her at. She needed to be sure before she let him drive her wherever he drove her at. Because he moved fast on it and made some things happen. Here's another ride card. She was riding. She rode there. She ain't had no ride. He gave her a ride. God didn't want her to take from her main flow, but she ain't had no money, so he gave her a ride. Okay? She need to try to be appreciative of her mother, the mother she had, because this man was full of hatred and he put a candle out. So I don't know if I need to just leave it like that or what, Lord. Power to stay silent is no more. She is going to talk. Or he felt she was going to talk. She was going to talk. Because she is entwined in gossip. Let's see. She had to see it with full eyes, and she did. And he felt she disrespected him. Because he's looking at his professional vision. He wanted her to not be going against. Camouflage wouldn't work. She had a sixth sense about this man that something wasn't right. So they're going to be bringing a hammer down on him. She wanted to free herself. Or she just wanted to be free from him. Or she wanted to just free herself and face the situation and get out of this mess. So she had to be the cheerleader of her own life around something green and flowery. Let's see if there's anything else. She was annoyed by the pandemic of maybe him trying to get her to do something over and over or whatever. He had plenty of ideas for his fortune. She is tarnished by a superior. He was considered a superior. So I'm gonna cut it with this card. So let me just start right here, and I'm just gonna end it. So if he wasn't high any kind of way, or she ain't had him in her system, one of them was sleepy, tired, or drowsy. She needed more sleep to be more energetic or whatever, or he did. I'm going to say her. So she needed him to help her be herself. So she is hooked on to him to help her be herself. Like your teacher helped you with your schooling, so your teacher helped you be yourself. Your parents helped you be yourself, so he's helping her be herself. Because she was appearing like she needed somebody to guide her, so he is guiding her in whatever he is guiding her with. So she is stepping out into the nightlight with a sage. She don't have to be a sage, but she is stepping out in a nightlight with him, and she did. She went wherever she went with him and got in the car. She is wondering, did he really care, or she wanted him to? So she had to ask herself why. Strike that. Ask yourself what is a true friend. So she had to ask herself what is a true friend, because he wasn't acting like a true friend. Caress me so tight, so 15 hugs won't be enough. So he threw some flirting to her, whatever he said, to get her out. Because I feel like it was a separation between them two, where she was separated some kind of way from this person, and he got her back in his clutches because he knows she could talk. He committed a senseless act, God says right here, and he's gonna boo-hoo him because he's going to jail. But he in jail, so he is the rough rider in his emotional state at the time, because he wanted her to give in to what he was saying. This money deal, do something that would disrespect herself. Okay. Continuing the vice, he was his hell-bent on destruction. So some kind of way, wait until Friday. So he might want her to do something on a Friday or whatever. She wasn't trying to do something right then. If something he wanted her to do right then, she wasn't trying to do it right then, and he just didn't want to hear that. No. As it exists, he guilty as charged, God says. So she had to be sure before he drive in her direction, because he moved fast on it. Next one is that she is going for a ride, but she needed a ride. She ain't had money, right? So she got in with this free ride from him to go where he drove her to. But she had to try to be appreciative of her mother, God says, right? So this man was full of hatred. This card saying right in, he put her candles out, right? So we have right here that power to stay silent. There's no more. She is going to do some talking, because she was entwined in gossip with this man, Mr. Walker, right? So he felt like she disrespected him, and he wasn't going to have that. So she had to see it with full eyes that she had to get away from him. Well, he saw it with full eyes that she disrespected him, right? So he was looking at a professional vision he had planned out, and she wasn't going with it, right? She had a sixth sense about it, right? Camouflage wouldn't work. So the judge was going to be bringing a hammer down on Mr. Walker. She was crying. Or he was going to be crying inside his mind, right? She had to face a situation because she wanted to free herself and talk, because she was going to do some talking some kind of way. And maybe he found out with the gossip, or maybe that she is going to be doing some talking through the grapevine, as they say, right? So he wanted to face a situation and free herself, so he wouldn't have to be worrying about getting in trouble, because if she was going to talk, he would get in trouble. So she had to be the cheerleader of her own life around something green, flowery, green trees or whatever, flowers. Because it was a pandemic and it was going on over and over, something, right? Was repeating. So he had plenty of ideas for his fortune that he wanted to make. So she was tarnished by a superior, and he was what you call a superior, her teacher, right? So we have that when you lose a loved one, a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a child, a friend, you are free. So he felt like he was free. He got rid of her, and it made him be free when he ain't got to worry about her going telling anything. Because he didn't want her going telling, because she was going to do some talking, because she didn't want to be a part of this stuff. And he didn't want to get in trouble. He needed to heal his soul by coming forward. God say he full of hatred. It was awful. God said what he did. He had problems from when he was young. He might have been adopted. He might have been molested when he was young. He might have been beat on when he was young. Sometimes things make people be a certain kind of way when they grow up. They don't get no counseling for it or nothing, and they just grow up and they just be mean people and mistreat other people, look down on other people. He had a problem with her complexion or her race in general. I think I saw 2 racial cards. So he just want to look down. I don't know why people think they can just look down on somebody else like they so special. Nobody's more special than nobody else. So this is a storyline for Mr. Ronny Walker to find out exactly what would drive him to kill this child, because she's a child. And we see why he didn't want her to talk, because she was going to do some talking about the money scheme that he had planned out. Wanted her to disrespect herself. And to disrespect herself is for her to be in some kind of threesome and all kind of things like that, and do all kind of things. That's what it would mean. Something like that. Because he wanted her to be promiscuous. He wanted her to agree with what he said, because he had plenty of ideas for the money he was going to be making. And he wanted her to just follow through. He had a lot of demons that he needed to confront. So her name is, trying to say her name right. Nilexia Alexander, 14-year-old. And he is Mr. Ronny Walker. So I see May 2022. He killed her. I don't see his age though, so I just don't know how old he is. I know he a grown man. That's enough for me. I don't have to know his exact age. He a grown man. That's bad enough. She look like she biracial. It's like my grandson look a certain how she look like she biracial. But thank you, Lord. So by him wanting to be controlling and mean and dominating and everything, and using a child and just bring her life down, she already been through what she been through already, because she wasn't with her biological parent. That's already a smack in her face. That's already make children feel a certain kind of way when they are given away, their parents die or whatever happened, and then you hear somebody that want to take advantage of them more. I hate when people do that. Opportunity strike and they just want to just take advantage of the kids. It's terrible. They are sorry excuse for a grown-up. He right where he belongs. And inside that jail, some kind of way, somebody going to take advantage of him. Somebody. Because nobody's super bad. There's always somebody that can be better than you. Okay? And somebody is not going to like what he did to Nilexia. And they're going to confront him probably. It's just a matter of time. And he better hear the right words to say. Because I'm quite sure whatever he say, they not going to want to hear it. Period. He wanted to be a bully to her, and they probably going to be a bully to him. Can I just be frank about it? Okay, this is the Brass Love One Healer to Roll 9 here on YouTube. Peace.